Hello everyone, it's Jackie from Pretty Paper Crafts. I'm going to see how I get on with this video this morning, because as you know, most of mine are live, they're not edited. Well, all of them are live, not edited. The sun is shining in the window here, so hopefully that won't reflect on the instructions. And as you know, I suffer from hay fever, and that's through the roof at the moment, so I will no doubt be pausing to cough. So anyway, I'm gonna make a start on this and see how we get on. This is what we're going to be doing today. I know similar ones. These strings are a nightmare, even though I sit there and try and get rid of them all. I can't. There's little glue strings. Anyway, that's by the by. So we are going to make this. Now it opens up into this. Now I know there are lots and lots of variations of these out there, so I'm going to just show you my version on how I make it. Hopefully the instructions are relatively simple. It folds up. It's just an A6 card or 4x6 if you want measurements. And so that's what we're going to do. It folds up, albeit fat, but at least it folds up into an envelope. There's the front, and then it opens up as a side card. So hopefully you can see that. That's just some little decoration. So I'm going to give you some instructions on how to do that. So let's leave that one there a minute. First of all, we need 2 pieces of card, 4x6 card. We gonna need a small piece again in a moment, but we will accommodate for that. So first of all, we need 2 pieces of card, 6x4. Obviously that one's already scored, and unless it's card and you're going to score it in half, and the other one is scored in half, and then you're going to score those 2 in half again, so you've got like a square. So this one here is scored at 2, 4, 6, and obviously it's 8x6. So you've got 3 scores, 4 panels. So that's it. That's the easiest part of all. Now the next part is this one. Now this one does get, just move that out of the way, it does get a little bit more complicated, but following these instructions you'll be fine. Now what I did do is I folded this in half, and I put the word top on this second panel. You can always rub this out, just do it lightly in pencil. I've done it heavier here for your viewing, obviously, just because you don't want to cut this off from down here or anywhere else. You need it on this second panel. So this one here, across from the left, is scored in 1 inch. Across from the right is scored 1 inch. This part here, if you fold that over and then score down 1/2 inch. So you've got 1/2 inch that way and 1 inch that way. And then you want to cut that piece out, but you must keep it because you're going to need it again in a moment. So keep the insert and cut that out. It's, like I said, 1/2 inch down that side, 1 inch down that side. Do it lightly in pencil, so when you cut it, you can just rub it off of the edges. That, I think, well, maybe the next bit's a bit more complicated, but this piece, next piece, is what we're going to work on next. I'll leave that one there because we're going to need that one. Nope, wrong piece. This one. This is what you're going to cut out from here. It's going to have scores on it. 2 inch score, 4 inch score, and this one is only going to be a 1.5 inch. Can you remember? Because we only done a 1/2 inch there. So this one is 1.5 inches. This piece here, these are 2. So you don't actually need that one at the moment, but you need this. Now this we're going to turn into this one. Let me just put that to the side. Right, so this piece in actuality is 5.5 by 4, because we lost that 1/2 inch. Can you remember? So if we turn this round, this is what we've got at the moment, and this is what we're going to have. Now this is the 1.5 inch score, and these are the 2 inches. Now these 2 inch ones have got to be divided. Oh, hang on a second. Let's do this one. This 1.5 inch one, we're going to leave at 1.5. This next one, we are going to score down through the middle. So it's already scored at 1.5. You're going to do a score line at 2.5, at 3.5, which is this one. So that's already scored. Then at 4.5, which is going to come down here. And then at 5. Now the 5 inch one is just a tiny little 1/2 inch one there. Right, we're not actually scoring that, but that gives you the cut line because you're going to cut that off. So in effect, you'll actually have a 1.5 both sides. So you've got 1.5. If I just give you the score lines, if there's already one there, it won't matter. So you've got 1.5 score line, 2.5 score line, 3.5 score line, 4.5, and 5 inches where you're going to cut off. So if you score it there and then cut off on the score, that's where that comes in, and that is what you're going to do with it, because we're going to use that in a moment. Okay, so you don't need that one now, but you are going to need this one. Now, this is what we're going to produce, and this is what we're going to be doing down through the middle. Now, the reason I said that there's lots of variations, because these steps, they're all varied. Now, the reason I cut this out and didn't just score it from the inside is because I wanted it like this. I wanted the 2 steps rather than just pull it in and make one. And to make it flat to fold over, you had to take it out to do it. So that's what I've done. And it's given me the 2 steps, the one at the top and the one at the bottom, or the one at the top and the one at the bottom. This is the way I've used most of them. So this little narrow 1/2 inch one is facing me at the bottom, and these 1.5 or 1 inch ones are the ones sitting flat. So you've got 1 inch one there, 1 inch one there, 1 inch there, and this one is the little 1/2 inch one. So to do this, if you look at that side there, you're going to have this 1.5 is going to go down the back. So that's like that one. Then you're going to have form your step. Let me just fold this over, and then I can tell you mats and layers, mountains and valleys. Okay, so your first 1.5 is going to be a valley. Your second one is going to be a valley. Your third one is going, I'm so sorry, just scrap that, I got that totally wrong. First one is a mountain, second one is a mountain, third one is a valley, fourth one is a mountain, and fifth one is a mountain. Now this piece here is going to go on the back. If I get that blank piece of card. So this here is going to go on the back. I know we haven't got the side pieces on, but I thought it might be easier to show you. So that goes on the back. This creates the first step. And this gives you, it sits flush, so you don't have to worry about an excess. This is your first step. This is your down of your second step, creating your next step. And then this little 1/2 inch one, the one that we kept, not the one we cut off, is going to sit like that. So you've obviously got these two to guide you, so it's a bit easier than me trying to show you on here. But you basically want it symmetrical like that. Now, when you've got this, you can't push that down anymore. And when you've got these, let me show you on here, when you've got this to guide you, this little 1/2 inch one that you kept is going to sit on this piece here. You know, remember we kept that little ledge on the top? So that sits on there, so that stops that spilling. These others will just sit like that, and it all just sits on your steps. This piece goes at the back. Can't do it now because obviously it's already stuck at the back, but that goes on that back piece of card. So I hope that's not made it too complicated, and hopefully that explains it a bit easier for you, because you've got that piece going down the back there that's going to hold it in place. And this little 1/2 inch one that you don't want to roam around everywhere is going to sit on that piece. So the 1/2 inch is going to sit on that, and you're going to glue it. And then what you're left with is this. It does move around, but when you've put your mats and layers on, it's pretty good. It folds nice and flat. So that's it. That's what we're doing. I hope you get on all right. If you get any problems, then go onto my Facebook group, Pretty Paper Crafts, and message me from there. You will get me, or get me on my email address is j4444ad@gmail.com. Otherwise, just go on to my Facebook group and contact me from there. It's a quiet group, but at least if people need to know anything, they can contact me there. Right, I'm going to go through mats and layers now with you. Mats. I will let you screenshot that in the light. Unfortunately, this is the best place in the bungalow for me to do my recording. So the mats is 1 times 5 3/4 wide. Now, the reason I say wide is because if you've got a pattern, you don't want the pattern going that way. If you want it coming this way, you can have it going that way if you want to. But obviously, you want your card to stand up like that. So I have given instructions for wide and high. So the mats is 1 5 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inches high. 2 5 3/4 inch wide by 1 3/4 high. 2 5 3/4 wide by 1/4 inch high. That's those little tiny thin ones. 3 3 3/4 by 3/4 inch. There for the steps. And 4 3/4 wide by 1 3/4 high. That's these pieces. There's 4 of them. And the first one, 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, obviously is your cover. Layers are obviously the same numbers down here if you want them. 5.5 wide by 3.5 high. 2 5.5 by 1.5. This next one, it was only 1/4 inch. You will not get any more out of that, so you don't need that one. 3 3.5 by 1/2 inch. That's for the steps. And 4 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch, which is for these. Now on this one, I don't need those now. On this one, I haven't actually done all the patterns. I've done it on the front, but I haven't done all the layers on here because I just thought, because of what it represented was you just needed shiny. It needed shiny stuff rather than a pattern. And on the back, I just used that because I had that surplus. I could have put a birthday greeting, but I've done that. So that's it. That's the first one. This is the second one. It's just basically a teacup. Pretty one. All cakes and teapots and stuff. Haven't done anything on the back. Could be used as a get well rather than a birthday, but at least it can be used for a birthday. Now on here you'll see what I've done wrong. I do need to amend this one or put it in a bigger envelope. But this teapot, this one here, this 2-inch, is exactly the main half score line. So anything over this 2-inch is going to stick over the top of the card. You see? So it actually sticks over the top of the card. So I either put that in a bigger envelope, make an envelope, use a bigger envelope or something, or do something about that. But it's worth keeping that in mind. This shelf can go over, this shelf can go over, but because this is the main halfway on the card, it can't go over. So that's the second one. Let's put that there. This one is, I made into a birthday one. You wouldn't believe I sat there the other night and pulled all these strings off, but in the sunlight you can see them properly. So this one is just a birthday butterfly one. Open it up and it's just got flowers on with some butterflies. Happy birthday. Not done a verse on there yet, but it is a birthday one. So that's the third one. This one is just blessed who love nature, for they shall be lonely. Again, I've not done an occasion on this one yet, because it can be used for multiple occasions, gardeners, birthday, get well, anything like that. So that's why. This one again is a floral one. Lots of flowers on this one. We will be doing lots of flowers over the next few weeks. So we will be covering that aspect, but actually making the flowers rather than just cutting the flowers out. So not done anything on the back of that one yet. Again, get well, anything like that. And the final one is just the dragonflies. I'm just having so much fun doing the dragonfly cards. I don't know whether you can see it, but I've done a little bit of glitter on this. Wings that open on most of them. I would say probably half of 2 layers. I 3D'd them with wings that open, and half I didn't. So again, I've not done an occasion on there yet. But so that's it. So that's it for now. I will be back again in a couple of weeks. Thank you to everybody for hanging in there, having every faith in me. Would appreciate if you could just tick the like box, maybe leave a comment or something. If you don't leave a comment, just leave a word saying hi or anything, because it all helps with the algorithms. So that's it for now. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you as always. Bye-bye.